I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about getting attached quickly. Before I do that, I just wanted to say thank you for you guys and all the support you guys have been giving me and the channel over the past really about 6 months or so. I launched the channel in summertime, and I just got to tell you the growth has been unbelievable, and I just wanted to say thank you. I was looking at some of the statistics today, and it's pretty incredible. I just passed 1 million minutes of watch time. I wasn't even keeping track of that, but I looked at it and I'm like, wow, that is pretty unbelievable. So thank you guys for all the support. And the other thing I wanted to say was thank you guys for all the support with each other in the videos. I do look and I see you guys commenting and talking with each other, communicating with each other, providing support and encouragement. And I really like that about the channel. I try and keep everything positive, guys. I'm not going to allow for any negativity, any insults, any negative or any kind of harassing behavior. I don't allow it. I want you guys to feel safe, to come to the channel and help each other, share with each other. I try and interact with you guys when I can. I am extremely busy, and I know you guys know that, but I keep everything positive there. So, if you got a negative comment, you're going to be rude or disrespectful to each other, or me for that matter, it's not going to be tolerated, okay? So, I love that you guys are forming like a support network with each other. I think it's great because you guys aren't alone. You guys are not out there alone in your breakup. Not only am I here for you, but you can see that people around the world are all going through a heartbreak at the same time as you are. So, they know what it's like, you know what it's like, I know what it's like, and so let's try and keep everything positive in there. I have an interesting video today about getting attached quickly. And, you know, I may have brought this up a little bit here and there, but when we get attached to somebody right away, it's an indication that we have not had our needs met in our childhood. And if you've had like those whirlwind romances where like all of a sudden just things are amazing and things feel like, oh my God, this is going to be the one right away, and it's that intense, well, it's a good possibility that it's all those unmet needs that are just screaming, hallelujah, someone's finally going to take care of me, someone's finally going to love me, someone's finally going to be there for me. And it's completely understandable. I mean, it's essentially your body has been starved. Not necessarily of food, but of love and attention and kindness, sympathy, support, all kind of unconditional acceptance, you know. So think about it. If you have been starved, let's say you haven't eaten for 2 weeks, I could throw you a moldy, nasty hamburger in front of you, like the episode of the SpongeBob, and you could be like, you're going to grab that thing, you're going to devour it as fast as you can. And only when you start to fill up are you going to look at that and be like, you know what? This doesn't look right. So, think about that for a minute. If you're not seeing the red flags right away, it's probably because you haven't had those needs met and you're just kind of like starved to get it in you, finally getting that love and affection. And then, whoa, wait a minute, what is this? But you were so consumed by it that, you know, you didn't even realize that what you were doing was going to make you sick, essentially. If you think about it, right? Because if you're that consumed with somebody that you don't even know, there's a good chance it could not be good for you and make you sick. So think about that. But, you know, it does happen to the best of us at times. And I've never shared this breakup. This is a short breakup that I had years ago. I think it was about 6 or 7 years ago. And I'll share that one for you because it kind of relates to what I'm talking about. But I got an email here from a guy who is 28 years old, and he dated a girl who was 22 years old for 1 month. Let's see where this takes us, shall we? You're gonna find this one interesting, I'm pretty sure of that. So I was talking and asking some questions about the situation, and he told me that suddenly she came to his house 2 weeks ago and said, "I think I'm not ready for a relationship." So, initially, in my assessment, I said, sounds like she's feeling smothered there. He said that she is struggling with mental stress and was confused about herself. She started arguing for the smallest of things and then stopped replying. So something's going on there, right? I asked him how he handled that, and he said, "I don't think I have any words to explain how I'm feeling right now, but I can't force you for anything. She was trying to cheer me up by kissing me. But in the last 8 days, when she started ignoring me, I sent a lot of messages trying to convince her, but failed." Yeah, doesn't work. It just does not work. You guys know it. I know you guys are sitting there watching thinking, I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. So, he said 4 days ago she called once to know what people talking about her in the restaurant, then immediately she left the job. His first language isn't English, but I think he was trying to say they worked together, and I guess there were people talking bad about her, so she wound up quitting. I said, "What would your ex say are the 2 biggest problems in the relationship?" And he said, "She said nothing. No reasons." Okay. So I'm thinking, all right, well, there's something going on here. I asked him if there was any additional information that he wanted me to know. And he said that she said I did a surprising good things that no other man did for her. Okay. But if that's the case, then why did she break up with him? Well, this next little nugget may be a big indicator. I proposed her for marriage. She said yes on December 31st. What? They have been going out for a month and he's proposing to her? I can't imagine what the problem might be. I mean, come on, man. Like, this is not healthy at all, okay? Not healthy. You don't ask a stranger to spend the rest of their life with you. Who does that? Somebody that has had their needs neglected their entire life. Somebody that has starved for somebody to love them. You don't do it. It's a fantasy. You don't know somebody after a month. You don't know them at all. You don't know somebody after 6 months. It takes a solid 2 years of getting to know somebody before you really start to figure out who they are, what they're about, how they're going to be in a relationship. Because the first 2 years are like a honeymoon. You have all those chemicals, everything feels amazing. You're completely ignoring the red flags or the negative aspects until that chemical level comes down and you start to see things more clearly. And then you're like, whoa, wait, what happened? You've changed. I did that video called You've Changed. It's a really good video. Go and watch that one. Talks about that in detail. But, man, come on. A month? A month. You don't know somebody after a month. I wouldn't even say you should get into a committed relationship with somebody after a month. The people that are doing that, if you guys are doing that, it's because you've been neglected. your whole life, and you're just so happy to have somebody there for you. But, you know, you're really ignoring reality, because after a month, man, you probably don't even know their middle name, you know, or much less like, hey, let's spend our lives together. Don't do that, guys. Take your time. Take your time to get to know somebody. Find out if they're going to be a good fit for you. You know the video that I talk about, we create our own value? Well, that's another good one to review, because it talks about what I'm saying here. I mean, if you are ready to commit your life with somebody after just knowing them for 1 month, that's like saying, I have no value here. I don't want to take my time to see if anybody's a good investment. I'll just take whatever comes my way. I don't need to know if you're a liar or you're a cheater or you're gonna beat me or I'm just so happy that anyone will talk with me right now. That's like essentially the presence or how you're presenting yourself to that person, that you don't have any value. Somebody with value and good self-esteem and is a securely attached person is going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. We need to get to know each other first. I don't want to jump into anything. I don't even know you that well. So then I was asking him some more about the situation, and he said that she has trust issues because of her past, and she hates Indians because of her ex. And I'm also Indian. Well, obviously she doesn't hate Indians that much if she's saying she hates Indians, but then she's dating an Indian. Like, what? That's very odd. He said, we work in the same restaurant and she left that job too. I see, that's what I meant earlier. She left the job because, I guess, of rumors. I love her so much and I want to spend my life with her. You want to spend your life with a complete stranger? Because that's what you're saying. You don't know this woman. Oh man, dude, you're killing me here. Alright, so he said, she's reading my text messages but not replying. Please tell me what I should do. Next month is Valentine's Day. Is there anything if she didn't respond anything till then, is it a good idea to send her a text wishes or the no contact rule? Any chance of her coming back to me? He says, please help me. You are like a god to me. Please save my relationship. Well, there's not much of a relationship to save, dude. You don't know this girl. You want me to save your fantasy is what you want me to do. And you don't know this girl. It's a month. A month. I mean, you don't really know anything about her. And that's what I'm trying to get you to see, is it's a fantasy because you've been neglected so much. And you're worried about Valentine's Day. Like, that just goes to show, like, how your thinking is distorting reality here. I mean, Valentine's Day is pretty close to a month away from now. And you're worried about that when she's not even texting you now? Like, you don't need to be worrying about almost a month from now. You need to be, like, thinking, like, huh, what happened here that this relationship didn't work? Well, first of all, it wasn't really a relationship. It was casual dating that you tried to force into a marriage. Like, you're like, please don't leave me. I love how I feel. You're not thinking about how she would feel. I mean, I don't think you're really thinking this through. And maybe in the heat of the moment, she said yes, but then after that initial high came down on New Year's Eve, maybe you guys were drinking or whatever, she's probably like, wait, what? Not to mention the fact that she's only 20 years old. You're a lot older than her. You're 28. What are you doing with a 20-year-old? Now, look, if you're like, okay, 8 years difference really isn't that big of a deal. If you're like 38 and 30, or you're 55 and 47. See how good I am with that math? That was pretty good. Now I'm going to think, did I mess that up? But 8 years when it's 28 and 20 is a big difference. And it can be dangerous. to date somebody that young when you're that much older. I went through that because my ex, I was like, geez, like 12 or 13 years older, and she looked very emotionally mature because she had a house, a kid, and whatnot. So that was a little bit different. But if you've got a 20-year-old girl that's just out and about and having parties and going out with her friends every night, she's not going to be thinking about marriage. Not yet. Alright, so. Alright. I know a lot of you guys are probably sitting there maybe laughing or judging when you probably have done the same thing. So I will tell you what I did. This is probably about 6 or 7 years ago. I dated a girl, very cute little Guatemalan girl who I was very attracted to. And I was just very physically attracted to her. We had this very strong chemistry, and we probably dated for about 4 months. And there was something about her that I don't know, in the back of my mind I thought, oh, this is going to be my next long-term girlfriend. There's no doubt about that. We were having fun together. The intimacy was off the charts. I mean, it's one of those things where, yeah, you know, it was like, wow, I really think this is going to be my girlfriend for a long time. Then all of a sudden, she breaks up with me, and I'm just like, what? Like, I know what you're going through. I felt like someone knocked the wind out of me. I was just like devastated, and it was like, how am I so devastated over somebody that I've only been dating for 4 months? And it's because I had a lot of anxiety, and I had a lot of unmet needs and abandonment issues in my childhood too. So back then I didn't understand this stuff, and so I was just taken by surprise and heartbroken and obsessed, and had the obsessive thoughts and fantasizing about how to work it out and get her interested in me again. And that was when I was doing that. We just have to talk. When I say that we just have to talk, that was one girl that I was really convinced, we just have to talk. If we just talk about our feelings, I'll get her back. Did not work. Did not work. And she went a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on me. Not gonna lie. She really had something that I needed, an item that I needed. It was comedy related. I was filming this comedy video years ago, and she had this costume that my friend needed to wear, and he literally was only in town for like a couple weeks, not even, maybe it was like a week, so we needed to film this thing, and I needed the costume, but she had it, so I'm like, can I please have it? And I really wasn't doing the indirect direct approach, because I really did need this thing. And so when I was like, can you just please meet me there? She stood me up. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, why would you do that? Like, I'm like, I really need this thing. And so when I went to her house and picked it up, I finally got her on the text message to, she's like, yeah, come on, pick it up. She was crazy, screaming and yelling and all angry and like, I'm going to call the police on you. I'm like, what are you talking about? I asked you to bring this to me. We met in a public spot, and you just didn't show up on me. That was really rude. I didn't do anything wrong to you. But people can show you who they are during a breakup. And she showed me a lot of her character, because it was her behavior and her attitude was completely disproportionate to the situation. I was acting like an adult. I was just asking for something back that I needed, and instead of saying, sure, yeah, let me give it to you, she caused all kinds of drama and getting all upset and just no reasoning with her. So, things like that are going to happen in a relationship, and things are going to happen like that in a breakup. But the point is that you can get attached to somebody very quickly, and you're going to be more likely to do that if you have had your needs unmet for a long time. So, be careful in those situations, guys. Take your time when you get to know somebody, and, really try and figure out who they are before you get into a relationship. So, if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, AskCraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. If you like the video and appreciate the hard work I put into these things, put a like on there. I really do appreciate it. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because I do post videos Monday through Friday. But that's it for this video. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.